Welcome to the game. I was watching Aaron, so let me pull this one out. Yeah. Hey, welcome to the game. The Great American Experience is happening once again. I'm the Wizard of Oz, and this is not my show, but this is your show. I'm just a guy here pushing buttons, making it come to be. So let's wait for the notifications to go out. Let's get this party started. Hey, Zoom. Yeah. Yeah, the puppies and Ranger are doing great. Um, Princess had a little bit of a accident, and she was a little bit worried a bit ago, but I got that squared away. Yeah. She's still a little shy. She's upset. She knows she did wrong, but she's in her crate. I didn't put her there. She just runs over there and does that. California had a 6.2. Oh, wow. That's yeah, that's out of the normal range of comfortable coffee stirrers. Yeah. Oh. Oh, hey, I got this shirt on. Yep, lucky dog. Yeah. Yeah, that was my puppy from years and years ago. And he was a good dog. So 6.2 in damage, huh? Damn. I tell you what, I was looking at the news last night after after we ended the show. I just brushed through the news. Imagine shutting down their big social spending bill. The Build Back Broke plan is nowhere near getting passed. So they're dead in their tracks and they're going to crucify him. You watch. Yeah. Yep, he's going to have problems. Mm. Hell yeah, fire in the motherfucking boat. But no, the dogs are doing great. And they're they're getting bigger. Yes, they are. There's Prince. He's just getting so big. Yes, he is. Prince and Princess, and the puppies are getting so big. Get it? Wow. Princess, where's my baby girl? Oh, hey Michelle, what's up? How you doing, Michelle? How you doing?
Okay,
You doing all right?
I guess so. What's going on?
Yeah, you guess so.
Well, I guess so.
Yeah. Say
But
yes. I'm doing great. I'm alive. I'm healthy.
I'm alive. I'm healthy. Yeah, yeah, yada, yada, yada.
Yeah, I'm breathing. I'm walking. I'm alive. Singularity. What's happening? Singularity.
What's going on in your neck of the woods?
Rock on. No. Um. Man. Had me a great big old cheeseburger I couldn't finish, and a bowl of chili for dinner. Oh wow! My eyes were bigger than my belly. Oh my goodness! Oh,
I want some ice cream, but the problem is my ice cream is in my garage in the freezer, and my garage is outside, and it's too far for me to walk.
well, uh, well,
Lucy, got a favor. Just kidding.
right. So how was your day?
I don't know. Just every day is the same, I guess.
Did you get something done today?
Yeah, productive. I did get all
What'd you
the
do?
laundry. I got all the laundry done. Now I get to fold it.
Oh,
I mean
okay.
that's something productive housework, right? I mean,
Yeah, I got my laundry done. I went and seen my son yesterday, and I did laundry at his house while we had Christmas dinner.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I hate it. I hate being here. I'm so lonely. This just sucks. Sucks.
Uh, time, time, give it time.
Yeah, that's what everyone says. Wait
Yeah.
a minute. I can smoke on this channel.
Yeah. Yes, you can. Oh,
I'm
and
going to
yes,
bed early tonight.
are you?
Oh yeah, I'm exhausted. I have to move my daughter into a different room, so I need sleep.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, she's moving into Anna's room. right now it's where I do all my t-shirt pressing and crafts, so and it is a bigger room, I told her so.
Right.
And maybe she wants that room for a reason, so I'm not gonna. Lucy, you want to say hi to everybody? I'll pretend I'll give you something.
I'll pretend to give you something.
Well, my candy bar's all gone. I can't pretend to give it to her, even though she knows better. Here, there's a new one. Like he likes his pies, I like my white chocolate.
There you go.
Very small piece. Hey, hi, everybody. Wow, she didn't even chew it.
He's like, "Yep, that was good."
You stinky. Wait till you get your muzzle. It says it's supposed to come tomorrow in the mail. You just wait. She said, yeah.
Yeah.
I wish I could make that sound like the grooming tools make. She would go running. Do you do
But
your dog grooming?
yeah, actually, I don't have to do much. My dogs don't have to take baths and stuff very much. Their hair just repels the dirt and the stuff.
Does your dog shed though?
A little in the summer, yeah. They're not long hairs, but they do shed in the summertime.
Yeah, Lucy is an English Springer Spaniel, so her hair is like really curly, but it comes off like cotton. I swear.
Right?
I'm like, dude, are you married? Are you freaking made out of cotton? Like shit, it just freaking floats and goes everywhere. It's on blankets. It's everything. And like, I just did the laundry. I'm like, holy shit, It's not like you laid in it. Does this shit
Right.
float in the friggin' air? Like,
That's a Brittany
dang.
Spaniel, isn't it? She's a Brittany Spaniel, isn't she?
No, she's an English Springer. Yeah,
English Springer, Brittany
it's the
Spaniel.
same family. Yeah,
Right, right.
and Bella's a Cocker Spaniel. Her ears are really stinky. I got to figure out what to do with that.
Mineral oil.
Oh yeah, you told me that for Bella. So do the same for her.
Right. And if it goes in the ears of Brittany, the mineral oil will. Hey, what's up, Ghostly Mostly?
Yeah, the dog wool, but it sounds like when she does that wool, it sounds like she's doing sound I love you.
Hey. He's talking about the hair, the dog hair, dog wool. Hey, what's up, Bill?
I thought she was talking about that song, that song, woo.
I'm doing okay.
Ice cream and alcohol. Skull's kicking it tonight. So what's going on, Bill? What'd you do today?
Oh, I don't really want to talk about it right now. I'm trying to not think about it.
Yeah. Well, I had a shitty day. I cleaned out all the rabbit poop out of the menagerie.
That's shitty.
Yeah, threw it all in the garden. Now it's fertilizer. So I collected up fertilizer and put it on the garden.
How's Michelle?
Good. I'm getting ready for bed. I'm tired. It's already been a long, blooming, like never gonna end day. I feel like. You ever feel like one of those days that Groundhog? You ever watch that movie Groundhog?
Yeah. I think I saw it. Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like it's one of those days, deja vu type stuff.
Well, you look different today for some reason.
Because I'm not wearing a hat.
Oh, that.
Yeah, that too. Yeah. Yes, Skull, 4 wheelbarrows full. 4 wheelbarrows full of rabbit poop. Yeah.
That's a lot of pooping.
I got a lot of gray, so that's why I wear hats.
I don't see any gray.
Oh, come on now. Thank you for that compliment, but come on now.
I don't see it on camera, though. I mean, on your screen.
So how are you doing, Ghost? Enough about me. How is Ghost doing?
Just out here trying to stir up the hornet's nest.
Gotcha.
No. I've been following the news. A lot of news coming out. A lot of different stuff coming out right now.
What
caught your attention?
What's that?
Which one caught your attention?
Well, as soon as I got done working, and because I didn't look on my phone all day, but when I saw an earthquake in California, another one.
Yeah, Zoom said there was a 6.2.
Yeah. Yes. And apparently it looks like part of California is pushing north, and it's pulling the Baja Peninsula away from Mexico.
Well, it's gonna let's just put it this way. I know a lot of people don't agree with me, but I can see it happening where it's just gonna split right in where that fault line thing is, and just go drift right into you know where, in the ocean or whatever. Bye.
Yep, that's the San Andreas Fault in California. Is probably the biggest one in the entire United States. Bigger. It might be bigger than the New Madrid. I'm not sure. Both are pretty bad.
Right. Well, that is an entire Pacific plate rubbing up against the North American plate.
Yeah. So there's that, and then there's that thing with the Atlantic newspaper. You heard about that? They're talking about removing everybody that's a Trump supporter out of the military, getting them out as quickly as possible.
Yeah, I heard about that. They want to purge the military of Trump supporters, kind of
Yep.
thing. Conservative-minded people. That it was. I saw the article, but yeah, it's insane. I don't think they'll be able to do it, and I don't think they're going to get that point. But they're scared of them.
Yeah. Well, anyway, in case you hadn't heard it, Michelle, I thought I would mention it.
Thank you. Well, all of what you just said, no, I have not heard of anything. Am I surprised at any of that? No, I'm not.
So,
Get your
There-
ass upstairs, Lucy. Come on, go.
there's that. They're really concerned. Just about everywhere you go, they're having conversations about the Civil War, a new Civil War.
Yeah.
And apparently it's a big concern with the Democrats. And
Well, they should be concerned and worried, but at the end of the day, we the people win. And you know what? They're doing it to themselves because they are slowly trying, haven't yet, but trying to take our constitutional rights away.
well, it sounds like it's actually them that are panicking because they know their end is near.
They don't have the numbers. They don't have the numbers.
No.
We got a Supreme Court that says different, so they don't like that. That's why they want to put people on the Supreme Court, because the justices that we have now are not going to give in to their bullshit.
Wow. Now that you say that, you sounded just like Don T.
Well,
Hey, what did they come out with that abortion stuff?
yeah, they did hold the ground on that. I'm proud. I thought we were not going to be. I do have to say I was wrong. I didn't think it was going to.
How did that come out?
That way.
Did they?
They stood up for Texas.
And
Yeah.
so they diminished the abortion Roe v. Wade, or what was that?
No, they didn't diminish Roe versus Wade, but they allowed Texas to continue to ban abortions after the heartbeat is detectable. So Texas is allowed to ban abortion still. So basically, because by the time a woman finds out she's pregnant, she's already at that point when that heartbeat is beating. So normally, yeah.
But Michelle, you just sounded like Don P. when you came right out and said, the Supreme Court's not going to put up with that shit.
Oh, they didn't for
That's what he
abortion,
would
so
say.
we'll
Huh?
see. We'll see. Are they going to do it for our Second Amendment? We'll see. Because they didn't do nothing about the stolen election. That pisses me off.
Yeah.
Exactly, Singularity. They don't have the numbers to support their agenda,
They don't.
and they got to get their only option is to try and get rid of the opposition. But there's so much opposition, even amongst their own ranks. They don't have the support for their ideas, and it's not going to fly.
Yep. It's going to get interesting.
All right, I'll give you a bit. What size bit you need? Are we talking one for your drill or one for your mouth?
All right, gentlemen, I'm gonna let you go.
No.
Yeah. Well, look at man, it's 10:32. Go look at my hallway upstairs. There must be 7 loads of laundry that has to be folded. Lucy's not gonna fold it. Lucy will run through it because she thinks it's funny.
But that's what you got kids for.
Yeah, right. Yeah. My son picked through it already and probably just shoved it in his drawer because I'm gonna check when he goes to sleep. Usually when I get up in the middle of the night, I do check, and he'll probably shove it in his drawers, whatever.
Ask them if they want to earn $5.
Sarah's in the process of moving rooms, so her clothes are gonna have to just go into my room for now. But whatever. I gotta fold all that, including the towels.
Whoever folds the towels gets $1. That's how my mom used to do it.
Yeah, my grandfather used to do it. It worked. She's taken algebra test and she's taken up Korean now, learning Korean. Don't ask me why she wanted. She does watch anime. I don't know if you know what that is, anime.
Yep.
But yeah, she's taking up Korean.
Singularity says whoever folds towels eats.
Yeah, that should be great. I love that idea. In fact, because I went on strike, that's why they ran out of towels, because that's why there's so much. I never do that again because I didn't think about the consequence at the end of that. Who's gonna do all the folding? But yeah, they were pissed too. They were like, "I'm out of towels." I'm like, "Yeah, that's what you get for not cleaning out the shower too." And my son goes, "Good Lord, I can't wait till I move out." I'm like, "Go ahead and try, son. You think it's easy?" Okay.
Sure to find a job and get the fuck out.
Well, yeah, but I told him all the things he has to pay for, and good luck finding rent cheaper than $400 a month. Good luck.
Light
On top of
bill,
utilities,
bill, garbage bill.
new driver, new car insurance would be like $400 a month.
Yeah, car insurance, car payments. Yippee! Yay!
Electric, phone, gas.
Oh
Go
yeah,
ahead.
pays his own cell phone bill. Oh yeah.
He'll probably move out for a month and end up moving back 3 weeks later.
Either that.
I love him, but yeah.
Oh,
You don't like my bitching.
no. Well, you're just not really bitching though.
I'm talking about you, son.
About what?
I'm just talking about you.
About what?
Just talking about you.
About what?
About
Wanting
me
to move
bitching.
out?
About what?
And about wanting you to move out. And you think it's so easy. Especially today in 2021. Look at the cost just alone. I mean, inflation, period, You would have to have a good paying job.
Yep.
Yep, you're gonna have to have a good job.
Oh yeah.
They come every month. It ain't like you get to pay them once and they're done with. You got to pay them every month. The mortgage, the insurance, the car payment, the cable, the water, the sewer, the gas, the trash bill.
Have you ever tried just streaming on YouTube? Because all this following different platforms is a little tricky. Because StreamYards is frozen on my end in the chat part.
I grew up on a farm and ranch, and my friends, especially the ones, the city kids, they all got allowances, and they did very little. And I mean, I was on a tractor when I was a kid. I was on a horse, riding cattle when I was a kid. I was out there with my dad since I could walk.
Hey, Nightingale's in the chat. Hello, Nightingale.
Yeah,
I know. Yep.
My dad, my husband did that too. He didn't live on a farm, but Becker Farms was right next to him, so he did a lot of things like pick the grapes and pick up manure.
My friends all got allowances, so I asked my parents one night for an allowance, and they said, "Well, you get one. It's called breakfast, lunch, dinner, and the bed." So that was my allowance.
Damn skimpy. Yeah. Because he's asking me, how come I have to do the dishes and pick up the dog shit and take the dogs out and this and that? I'm like, just think of it this way. I could be charging you rent, electric, all that.
Yep.
Plus, you're 18. You need to learn a little bit some responsibilities,
Right. You need to learn how the world works so that you can operate in it. That's
And
my.
believe you me, I will get on Sarah like a hot rod. When she's 16, she'll have a lot
No,
more
no. You need to start
responsibility.
now. Now, let me tell you something. You need to start now. And I'm telling you what. What I used to tell my kids was like, listen, I know you don't like some of the things I make you do, but let me tell you this: the world's a hard place, and it's my job as a parent to teach you what you need to know so you can deal with the rest of this world out here. Because if you're not ready for it, it will eat you.
Yeah, it's about teaching kids to be givers instead of takers.
Nah, it's about teaching them responsibility, respect, and reliability. Those are the traits that'll get you through being a good provider for your children when it's time for you to have kids.
That's exactly the difference between givers and takers.
Yeah.
There's people that give and people that take. And you learn how to be a taker if you don't learn how to earn your keep.
Hmm.
You have to earn your keep.
Because
But
nobody owes that to you.
nobody owes it.
Nobody owes that to you. You're going to have to earn that. And that's what I taught my kids, Shit, they're out buying houses and renting houses.
You can't expect other people to earn stuff after they worked and earned it to share it all with you when you don't do if you're not earning your keep, you know?
Right, right.
Yeah, that's a good way of putting it. Yep.
So,
Shit, I don't feel bad that I make them do the dishes and all that stuff.
there you
Now,
go.
earn your keep sounds like an old ass thing, but it's always been true.
Oh,
It's
I know. See, what I don't know. My parents got divorced when I was 11, and I remember my grandfather was in the Navy, and he was very strict, old school. I mean, old school parenting type. He said, "Now it's on. Bobby ain't no good of a father." That was my dad. He goes, "I'm gonna teach you right." I remember one time I didn't clean my room. Let's just say I got home from school, all my stuff were in military knots. I don't know if you knew a military man, especially a Navy man. When you have to tie these knots and you're on the dock in the ships, you have to know how to do a knot. Let's just say my socks were in this knot where it was just, I couldn't undo it. Lesson learned, never ever to leave my clothes on the floor. Oh yeah, he used to spank me too. What my ass with a paddle with these little he drilled holes in it, 3 holes.
That's Hot Rod, by the way. Emerald
I know.
rotated.
He's digging. He's digging.
Yep.
Hey,
He's the one that was the fake Trump supporter for a
right.
long time, and I finally called him out on it, and he got
Yeah.
kicked off and left and became a troll ever since.
Who's a who's
Hey,
a
it's
fake
God's time, not ours. Yeah,
who's a
it's
fake
God's
Trump
time.
supporter?
Most hated. That's Hot Rod from back a long time ago. He was a
Oh, he's banned from my
troll. He's a
channel.
troll from old time. He's kind of like our ragged coin, or
He's a creepy stalker. I had to ban him from my channel a year ago.
uh, he has that propensity. As long as he behaves, we'll let him participate.
He's back. Like that movie from Poltergeist.
Right. So, but yeah, no, I mean, the stuff about the kids, everything's getting ready to change. Everything's getting ready to change. And,
I think I'm doing a good enough job, Wizard. Thank you. What do you think? I think I'm doing good.
you're holding your own. I'm proud of you.
And thank you for texting me like that in the morning, just checking on me, tell me it's a beautiful day, and reminding me it's a beautiful day. Thank you.
Right, right. Well,
I jumped right out of bed when you texted me, and I smiled, and I got dressed, and I said, okay, I'm going to do this, and I'm going to get that done.
Trying to
So I
figure out
appreciate it.
who fell for the lies and who thought Trump was the chosen one.
He's just fishing for a guilty.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm giving him attention. I need to quit. I'll stop.
Oh, Biden.
Yeah.
Biden.
That's what he wants.
Yeah. Well, he can dig around all he wants. He's just swimming in his own muck.
Oh, I know.
Skull.
Get him going. Where is it?
Not the devil. No.
No, not the devil.
Skull's raised. Oh man, yeah. Skull gets to play with the troll. Okay, we
I
officially.
was just gonna
Okay,
say,
Skull.
I think
like
Troll's
playing
gonna,
with trolls,
Skull's
but
gonna have
nobody's
fun.
gonna let me play with the troll.
Is Skull offended?
Because
Yeah,
then
you
I
bring
get
out
trouble.
hatchets and hammers and all kinds of shit.
I didn't mean like that. I just like agitated.
Yeah, she brings out the big 45 Henry. The 45
Man,
470.
do you remember that one?
Yes,
I do.
You
And the
remember it, right?
357, and the 357, and the 3030.
I got me a nice collection.
Yes, you do. I know.
She actually
See
does.
y'all later there. Okay, jackass. Go play with your rubber ducky. Whatever, Elmo.
I used to get Hot Rod raging so bad.
I
It,
hear
that
that
was
on
actually, it
camera
got to the
one day.
point where he was kind of our pastime. We'd get bored and chat.
Right, we'd bat him around.
Yeah.
He changed his name so he could get an edge.
Now it's
Constantly.
always been most hated since I've known him.
Oh no, he's been Ace of Spades,
Oh yeah,
Hot
Ace of Spades.
Rod. God, he's been so many of them.
That reminds me
Yeah.
of that fucking Scott dude from Alaska.
It's like LA County. It's like LA County on Aaron's channel.
Yeah, with a
Okay.
bunch of backup. Yep.
Do.
But there's always something that exposes them every time, you know what I'm saying, as who they are. It's usually
And when they come in, then they talk the same and say the same things or
Have you
use the
yet
same
seen him on
tendencies.
camera?
right.
No, it's
Right.
not. It's not Frog, Zach. It's he's friends with Frog, but no, it's not. Or he was actually. Him and Frog don't get along at all either. Now or didn't, but no, it's not Frog.
It's not from. I don't think so.
I haven't seen him on camera.
He's
I'm sorry.
Go ahead. Oh, I was just
Okay.
gonna say, most hated is actually a Spanish guy from Texas named Trinidad.
Oh, okay. I didn't give it that much thought or really gave it that much attention, but all right. Nightingale. The spam calls, if you can block them, block them. If it doesn't let you just outwardly block them, save it as a contact, call it spam, and then you can block it. What are you doing?
I just want to show you my Talking Pet app. It's just something fun because, you know, when you're bored, you're just bored. Watch. Hold on.
People who are stupid win stupid prizes.
Hold on. I got to back it up. There you go.
People who are stupid win stupid prizes. Keep jabbing yourselves with these vaccines. I'm not going to put that poison in my body. I'm much smarter than that. I mean, after all, I'm a dog. You can't even trust these politicians anymore. We got cowards in D.C. We have local.
Yeah, it's a free app you can mess with. So, yeah, I thought I'd share that. Just something to do. You can literally change the voices. You don't have to use your voice.
Right. Right.
Like you could use a backup of monkey's ass and take Biden's head and put it in the butt.
Really?
You've been thinking about that, ain't you?
Yeah, it just came to me, but yeah, you can do that. And
That's right. That's cool.
hot diggity dog, you can mess with your dog's pictures.
Oh yeah.
Do like a Arnold Schwarzenegger voice.
Yeah, make Ranger talk.
No shit. He does. He lets me know. He knows exactly how to cue me now. So
I'm really hungry. I
I want to go outside. I want to go outside. Come on, Dad. Let me go outside.
I'm gonna eat that damn pie.
No, he don't. He likes cookies, so he wants a cookie. He lets me know when he wants a cookie.
I do like these ones. I don't know if you buy them.
He wants to go outside all the time.
See, that's the pies I like.
What the heck's going on?
I didn't call you answer.
What are you? Okay, Bill, there. All right.
I think when his phone rings, it locks him out of chat.
Yeah,
Was calling
box
him.
him out. Yeah.
Can I snip your hair before you go to bed? So what is going on in the neck of your woods? How's your weather?
Well, it got up to the upper 40s today, maybe 50. And it's
Cold.
getting down into the 20s at night. So it's
Heck, at night, the 20s would be warm here right now. I'd like the 20s.
yeah, that's why I
You got
like
that.
this place much better than there.
Yeah, you got that more humid cold too, though. So it's different. We got the dry cold right now.
But sometimes one is better than the other at different times. But
Yeah.
yeah, we get
I
them
wish
both.
we had more humidity.
Yeah, that hard dryness. Oh, when it,
Yep,
but you
that's
know what? I keep a. Well, I guess we it does get dry around here too in the wintertime. But I keep this big stock pot with water on it just to keep open burner. You know what I'm
Okay.
saying? And oh man, it works out so great. It helps out so much.
Yeah, try to keep the humidity up here too.
Mm-hmm.
You watched that interview with Fox News businesswoman, and I can't think of her name, but that
Marie
sheriff,
Botterado.
that sheriff from Arizona. Yeah, he even said that Biden's not putting America first. That it's so out of control what's going on in the state of Texas by the borders. Like, there's some nasty, nasty drugs coming in. We all
Well,
know about fentanyl. I mean,
well, yeah, and they're trying to sue Texas for building their own wall. The federal government is suing Texas for building a wall in Texas.
that's some shit. The federal government's supposed to be responsible keeping us safe. But they're turning around and suing the state of Texas for
completely
building a
upside
wall
down.
for keeping their state safe.
Yep, it don't make no sense. I'm telling you. There's a lot of things happening as we speak. So the thing about the side of good against them is that you don't hear about it until the effects are felt. Okay, because but because they have control of the media and can stop certain things from getting public. So
I agree, Dallas. Hope they they rule on the Constitution
They will.
instead of ruling on precedent like a lot of them do.
They will.
I think that's why it's a good thing we got so many federal judges in, actually, under Trump. Not even, I'm talking about federal district judges, not even, it's definitely a good thing we got the highest in there, but in the Supreme Court, but I'm talking even the federal judges.
He placed 160 some judges throughout the whole country. 167.
I thought it was like 400.
I'm talking about federal.
I thought it was around 200 total.
I thought it was 167. You'll have to look it up. I don't know. Anyway, if it is 200, 167, that's still awesome. But still.
But Emerald's right. Total with all areas, I think it was quite a ways there.
We got to deal with
400 U.S. attorneys. We still
got to deal with the 8th Circuit of Courts, right? Or did they get another Republican to change that outcome?
Well, right. I know he restored balance to the 9th Circuit.
I know the 9th Circuit Court, you're right, but for the 8th Circuit Court, I don't think it's changed. I don't know.
I know right now they're just a bunch of activist judges they're trying to push in to some of the openings that are still left.
Yep.
I like listening to John Kennedy. When he questioned him, he'll flat out tell him, he's like, if you're not going to answer my questions, how can I, in all good conscience vote for you? He said, I'm not voting for you. Because that's all they do is sidestep the questions during all those hearings.
Yeah, I'm in Facebook jail, by the way, for a 2-day suspension. Over the TikTok closing the school topic.
Right.
Yeah.
I got rid of Facebook years ago. I got it back again about a year or so ago to keep in touch with family, and I've got maybe 30 people on there, and it's all family.
Yeah, what happened to our own school? 2 kids did something stupid. The biggest thing is a bunch of students across the country, what they did was they took pictures of themselves on a bus, photoshopped a gun on the bus, and made a hashtag that today was going to be the day, which meant Friday, to do nationwide school shootings. And they made these videos, and they didn't think of the consequences, or I think maybe they were definitely old enough to know better, but had no idea the consequences of their actions. So we're talking federal, because the FBI had to get involved in this because it was a nation thing throughout the whole country.
Not a bright thing to do at all.
Yeah, not very bright at all. So I said these kids should be expelled. The parents should be put into family court, and we should know the names of these students because, no offense, we live in a small town, and I don't want my children around these criminals, because that's what they are. Now they're criminals. And people lost their shit because I called them that. So I said, okay, I'll just use the word delinquent. Yeah, they lost their shit, and now I'm suspended for 2 days because it was hate speech.
I'll be right back.
Yes, pray, Dallas. Let's pray. Amen. I couldn't tell you how many times I've been in Facebook jail. Wizard, are you on Facebook?
No. Well, I do have a Facebook page that
I think Dallas is.
I have a Facebook page enough so that I can use the marketplace.
It won't let me log into my Twitch. I tried. Dallas, are you on Facebook? I'm watching the Game Experience YouTube channel. Nobody's in there. Running out of things to talk about, Wizard.
No, I'm looking up. I'm looking at some other stuff.
No, I mean
You guys
me,
got
not
me.
you. I didn't mean you. I meant me.
Oh,
Yeah, because there's so many things, like I said, you know, they don't want you saying. Like, no one's talked about the Maxwell thing. Any idea what's going on with that? I know she's still doing the court thing.
right.
And because it's a federal court, we're not allowed to see it on TV.
Bullshit.
I think that is bullshit. And number two, if not, then where is the reporter that is allowed in there outside when they get out reporting? Or did the judge write a gag order for everybody in that courtroom? Because let's face it, some names are being dropped, very important names, with very important people like, you know, Clinton.
Right. Well, this thing with Manchin is real. Like I said, they were going to come after him. I guess one of his assistants or one of his staff was talking to somebody. Said Biden White House instability. In other words, they were being threatening. Was the last straw and Build Back Better for Manchin.
Okay. Yeah, my son mentioned that, but I didn't know what he was talking about.
And Sarah Palin came out. She says she don't hold back. She says over my dead body.
Who said that?
Sarah Palin came out saying she doesn't hold. Well, the Sarah Palin the title is Sarah Palin doesn't hold back on how she feels about the COVID vaccine over my dead body.
I always wonder what happened to her. Does she do a podcast?
I don't know.
So Joe Manchin is going against this Build Better, but what is it called? Back Better bill?
Yeah,
What?
build back broke.
Right?
That's
Brokeback Mountain. Anyway, what's the bill called again? Because the Congress passed it, Senate didn't, correct?
right.
And I heard it's only like 7% infrastructure in this bill anyway.
Right. Not even 10%.
So here we go. We're writing another bill. Only 7%. It's supposed to be for infrastructure. If it's supposed to be building America back better, and it's only 7% of that money, where does that other money go?
That was
So
the
Planned Parenthood is going to.
No, you got it backward. Hold up.
Okay, go ahead.
The infrastructure bill already went through.
The Senate passed it?
Right, and there's only 7%. It already went through a week ago or a couple weeks ago. This is the social spending bill, Build Back Better.
This is, and what is this bill for?
The one supposedly 1.7 was magically turned into $5 trillion. We don't know. Nobody will talk about it.
I got to look up the exact name of that bill because
They want to get rid of fossil fuels, what they call fossil fuels. They want to get rid of oil. They want
Is
They
this
wanna-
oh my God, is this the bill Donald Trump was just talking about on Fox News with
Yep. It'll destroy the United States. It'll collapse our
I never
economy.
saw that video.
It'll destroy the banks.
What is that video at?
I mean, gas is expensive now. They're looking to raise, putting a federal tax on oil. On the climate agenda.
Did you just knock down my cardboard? Bad dog. Sniffing. He just did an interview with, who was it?
He did a couple of them.
Yeah, he it was on Fox Business.
Man, I wish I could play Tucker Carlson.
Why can't you?
Because Fox, every time we run something from Fox, YouTube starts removing them and giving us strikes.
Is there a way to, is Dallas's comment still up there? I was going to show you a different comment, but I lost it. Anyway, there's a way of, like, I heard around that. And if you heard of any of this, let me come at you with this. Have you ever thought about taking the video that you're thinking about sharing and just download that video, like using a YouTube downloader, and then turn around and share it that way? Because then you don't open YouTube sharing that video. Think about it.
Well, they'll still see the content. The screen's marked with the brand.
I don't know, because
Well, if you're
I
going
hear
to
what
Tucker
you're saying.
Carlson, it's got Fox News in the corner, and it's got the streamers
Or-
at the bottom.
yeah. Or have you ever thought about, like, when you want to share that content, maybe like creating a channel on Rumble? Like I'm doing
Yeah,
that.
if I don't. Yeah, but then you got to pay $35 a month just to stream there.
I went live and it didn't ask me for a credit card. I used to pay that every month, but now I don't.
Well,
Something to think about. Or Telegram. Telegram, you can go live now, video. I didn't think you could, but I tested it out. It works pretty good. Telegram, you can go live over there.
well, right. I mean,
It just sucks that YouTube has gotten to this point. Like really, whatever.
well, we're in the midst of this battle, and so
I don't know. Maybe we disagree and not agree on what this is. I think it's a bio thing, but I don't know.
well, there's
Pie.
not yet. It's too early for pie. You got pie. Good Lord.
I'm gonna give Lucy some. You baby.
I got a mostly eaten cheeseburger over here that
I cannot get into fucking Twitch. Ever since I got suspended, it logged me out of everything.
Oh, really?
Well, my whole Gmail account, yeah, and then everything, some of the stuff was saved.
Right.
And Twitch is acting stupid.
Welcome to Twitch. So, Singularity. Are you still there? You're muted.
Can I hear you?
I can hear you. But
Sorry, hold on. But what? Said for me to check my email. Twitch. What were you gonna say?
well, it looks like the jihad squad is going nuts.
Where?
Well, Ilhan Omar and that crew of psychopaths. Yeah, they're going crazy because Manchin is going against their form of democracy. Yeah, they're going crazy and stupid statements, getting pissed off and exposing themselves for the frauds they are.
I don't go in Twitch, and I literally just logged in the other day. I don't remember my username. Maybe I'm tired or just getting old. Or my mind's just like pudding. That's another thing I don't like about Twitch. Those videos play without. It keeps doing that. How do you stop that from them playing when you come on here?
You subscribe to the channel?
Yeah, I did sign up, but when I'm logging in, it wants my username, and I forgot my username. I know it's Founding Fathers, but is it 1776 after that?
Hold on.
I don't remember.
Let's see if I can look it up.
Like, I gotta get with it. Like,
Yeah.
I called the gym like I told you this morning, and no one wants to answer the phone. So I guess my ass is going down there and seeing if somebody's in the office because I want to sign up. Gained too much weight during this, whatever we call this pandemic. Okay, never sent me an email.
All right. Hey, Muskie.
Hey, Muskie. I at the moment I can't see your comments, but it's nice to meet you.
Yeah, we got a bunch of lurkers. I'm just trying to find. Did you subscribe or just follow?
I subscribe to you, I believe. It's gonna send me an email. Don't worry about it, hon. It'll take 2 seconds. I clicked on that little thing and yeah. Here it is. I got the. Yeah,
Oh, you got it?
Yeah, I thought it was Pro Life 4. I just wanted to make sure because the other one was my Founding Fathers, but I think that's not my Twitch name. I think that's that other thing that you're on. I can't think of it. I can't keep up with all this stuff that
I know.
you can stream on today.
Hey, there's Ghost. What's happening, Bill?
Ghost.
Yeah. Phone call.
Yeah.
What did Biden have to say?
What did Biden have to say?
Did he say anything exciting since you were talking to him? I'm just kidding.
I don't know.
Anyway.
I don't think he talks much.
Yeah.
He only talks when they maybe they have something that they give him shock treatment so he can talk or something.
Hey, Sky. Welcome in.
So pathetic of a president we have representing our nation.
It is. It's very pathetic. But we don't have him. they forced them upon us.
Yeah.
They stole the election and they inserted their leader.
Oh, yeah. That's the other thing. In those articles, they were talking about anybody that says anything related to shenanigans in the voting thing.
You mean voting irregularities and all the fraud that they perpetrated against the voting?
Yeah. They want to stop it all, and they basically want to label everybody that talks that way as a enemy of the state.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Mm-hmm.
I'm an enemy of their state.
We already are. Most of us are already. So
If they haven't tagged us by now, then they're not going to. But yeah, they're trying to do everything they can.
I don't know if you remember this. That, by the way, hello, Muskie Tribe.
Yes, Muskie.
I'm wondering if Muskie Tribe is somebody that we knew under another handle.
It might be somebody new.
Yeah. So anyway, where was I? Yeah, anybody that talks that way is going to be considered an enemy of the state, and that's what they're saying. And all the Democrats have been saying it.
Well, all they're worried about is people talking against their administration, their policies, and their front man Biden.
I'm not shutting up.
Well, they can kiss my ass.
Anytime soon, I'm not shutting up. Oh man. So I'm sorry, I'm still going through all this article stuff, different sites and stuff like
now I
that.
gotta pick a new password, and I'm just gonna forget the freaking password, like Sarah always says I forget.
I have to refresh my browser. I'll be back in just a second.
All right.
Hey, Bill, yell at Singularity. Tell him to wake up. I'll be right back.
I'm up. I'm just reading some of probably the same articles you are. I'll admit I haven't been up on the news. I need to start getting caught back up.
Mm-hmm. Well, I don't really. I watch anything other than stuff that's gonna make my blood pressure go up.
See, I had to get away from it. It was just getting too much, so I had to start focusing on my trip next year, and then some construction that I want to start doing at the beginning of the year. So,
well,
Yeah.
that's a lot of people's story, just what you're saying.
Mm-hmm.
just needed a break.
Yep, me too.
Yep. And I get it. I hear a lot of people saying they just had to take a breather from the news. It was just, there's so much.
Yeah.
And right now, a lot of it, I mean, there's a lot of stuff happening, and I try to keep up on that, like new things like with Manchin looking like he's going to vote no.
Yep.
That's a plus.
Well, look at the Summer Wells case. She's been missing for over 6 months in Tennessee. Crazy.
In 2022, they don't have to flip a lot of seats. That I don't see how the Democrats are going to hold on to anything. And not only that, you're going to get state seats, you're going to get local seats. They're going to get they're falling under their own weight. They're collapsing under their own weight.
We'll see. I can't see anything ever coming positive again with an election.
I think enough states have started really cleaning up their voter rolls now.
I hope
That-
so.
That there's going to be some states where, like New York. I still have hope for Colorado. I hope we will. We're not a lost cause yet, but we're close. But California, they, that's
They're
tough.
being sued. They're being sued. They have to clean it up.
Yeah, true.
I mean, Mike Lindell's team, he's got teams of lawyers, Judicial Watch. They're getting sued out the wazoo, man.
Yeah.
They have to clean up their voter rolls, and they have to prove that they've done it.
Yeah, true, and that's federal court order.
That's right.
Yep. Yeah, because Colorado, I think, was one of the first ones they went after.
Now, my question was, when's the 21st? Tomorrow or the next day?
The next day.
Tomorrow.
Next
isn't
day
it?
after that. Yeah. Tomorrow.
That's the solstice. That's the darkest part of the year.
Tomorrow's
21st.
the 21st.
Yeah.
Nice. Because Friday is Christmas Eve, right?
Yeah. But I remember Trump saying,
That
be
that
ready to have a Merry Christmas. I don't know if you remember that, but he was saying you guys are going to have a very Merry Christmas.
Yep.
What?
And winter will make them happy.
Trump said that. He says, prepare to have a Merry Christmas. You're going to have a very Merry Christmas.
Yeah, not me, but okay.
Yes, you are.
Yes, you are.
I insist, Michelle.
Well, you guys are you gonna secretly like come visit? That would be like seriously awesome. No, seriously. I'll kidnap you. I'll kidnap you.
I'm a firm believer in we, within ourselves, we can make it good or bad.
Well, I have to go fold my clothes. I'm sorry, gentlemen. It's been fun. My daughter ate half my pies, or not my daughter, my dog. So she was happy.
Well, Lisa Badiato just started up her stream.
Who?
Oh, really? Yeah.
Lisa B.
Yeah.
Huh. I wonder why she started so late. All right. Well, I'll drop in and like. Love you guys. You guys are awesome, right? You know that, right? You're all
Yeah,
awesome.
you're gonna go fold towels now, huh?
Yeah, well, who's gonna do it? The dog?
No. All right, sweetheart. You have a great night. And
All
dream
right.
well,
And
Patriot.
again, thank you for texting me in the morning like that. That made me feel better this morning. Thank you.
Just trying to help you get a good start for the day.
Thank you. I like that. Love you guys. Love you, Wizard.
See ya.
Bye, guys. Much
Sweet
love.
dreams. Oh man, I tell you. So I was going through the news, and they're just so freaking out. They've got this the Arizona rep Fenton. He's introducing new election integrity legislation in Arizona.
Yep.
So that's
And see a lot of these people that they completely gave up on it. They got to understand that a lot of these state by state, they are going through them and they are accomplishing stuff. I mean, it's what 50 years of a mess. It's not going to be fixed overnight.
oh yeah.
There's a lot of work to be done, and a lot of good people are out there. Like Bill said, Mike Lindell is suing the states to get their voter rolls cleaned up. And I do acknowledge that because Colorado was one of the first that he went after, and they had to, and that's federal courts that ruled it. So
That's right. You'll see. It's already happening.
hurry back, Dallas.
There was a bunch of indictments that went out recently too. I guess
They were, I don't know if they were sealed indictments that were being unsealed. That
And
was in the last week.
and the American dream is still alive and well, y'all. It may not be as easy as it was when we were less populated, but it nevertheless still there. There's still a chance for anybody to build themselves up. Just like you, Emerald. I mean, it's tough right now, but heck, once that starts booming, once you get a market for a lot of that stuff, dude, you're not gonna have enough time to even think about anything.
I know. I'm gonna be like, oh shit.
Yeah. I need to start thinking about hiring somebody.
Right. I need to. I'm gonna very quickly would need to hire somebody to start working and help get this stuff done.
And these times will be one of those. You remember when? I mean,
Exactly.
I'd definitely like to be a lot more secure than I am now and be able to do a lot more than I can now. But, you know, I'll get there again.
But yeah,
Bill.
it'll happen.
Yep.
Go ahead.
Yep. Bill, I heard the other night that you kept your CDL.
Yeah.
Glad to hear it.
Well, I just had to sign some kind of waiver thing. Says I don't have to get a DOT physical until my renewal,
Nice.
which is next year.
Yeah, mine's coming up in July.
But I don't want to have to go through all the rigmarole of getting my endorsements. And actually, I'm starting to see a lot of job opportunities popping up right now too.
Oh, they cannot find enough drivers, and they're raising the prices up, the pay up.
Yeah, I don't know why the big driver shortage. Kind of have an idea.
I think a lot of people that were driving got tired because, just like we talked about, the big trucking companies will kind of screw you around.
Big time, they are.
Yeah.
Promising fake sign-on bonuses and other things like that.
Yep.
And you never get your sign-on bonus.
And a lot of people were going into different fields, or they're retiring, and not compared to the people retiring, there is not very many new CDLs. And now that they're going to make it harder to get a CDL, that's going to be interesting too. I get it, because there are some kind of drivers that make you scratch your head, but at the same time, you don't have drivers, this nation comes to a quick halt.
Well, a lot of owner-operators have parked their trucks.
There's one in a town that's, it's probably about 30 minutes away from me. I was pouring some concrete there last week, and he's got 30 trucks, and 26 of them are sitting in his yard.
There's some others around here, same story.
Yep.
There's a train yard that offloads cars off the train, and they have all these car haulers sitting there. They've been there since 2010, I think.
Yep.
Since 2010. It's called the Roper Train Yard down here, and there's all these owner operators that parked their trucks and never got back in them since 2010.
There's one guy, he had 2 trucks, he sold them both. He drove one, and then he had somebody else drive, like one of his nephews or cousin or something, drive the other one. He ended up parking them, and he's just doing field mechanic work on trucks now.
See, that salt hauling company that I went to work for, they were one of them that reneged on the sign-on bonus.
Oh, really?
Well, yeah. They just make something up and don't give you your sign-on bonus. But you're welcome to quit if you want. So I did.
Get this, man. I just saw this on InfoWars. Passerby shouts FJB during a live Fox interview in New York City. So, here we go.
But
There's a lot of people. Oh, my bad.
it's on a personal scale too. I mean, you know, people are doing that in their everyday to day transactions with other people. I mean, they're, you know,
The
They're
American
They're
people
losing
are,
their jobs. They're losing their lifestyles.
everything's costing more. Definitely it's personal. Your check doesn't go near as far. You know, when I charge now, I've got to do a surcharge for fuel because it's getting so high again. I got to go back to doing a surcharge for fuel, and it's just getting insane. So everybody's feeling it. Down the line, they feel it.
it's the jobs. You know, they'll promise you $18 an hour, and something happens. They'll make something up and say, "Well, we're only going to pay you $10 an hour. If you want your job, you can keep it. If not, see you later."
These small communities are, if the fuel price, if they do that federal tax that they wanted to do, and it goes up to $5 or $6 a gallon, these rural communities are going to get hammered. All of us, you know, especially me doing construction, I drive everywhere for work, and everybody in these small communities, you know, the people that live here, maybe half of them work local and the others drive at least a half hour to go to work.
Well, any money you get, you need to take it and convert it into something valuable like gold or silver.
And converting it into equipment, converting it into material, everything I can there right now. I'd like to get to the point to go to gold or silver, but right now I'm converting it into usable product, I guess would be a way to say it.
That's good.
And I'm hoping right now, I'm thinking I'm going to have to settle for about maybe 2 to 4 acres here and get it on the edge of town. And then that way I can be tapped into this little town's water supply. Don't have to worry about a well.
Check this out. Revealed CDC documents massively inflated the number of people actually vaccinated in America.
Oh yeah, that I did get. Joshua Phillips on Epoch Times, however you want to say it.
Mm-hmm.
He did a thing on it that went over what they released on those CDC documents that they got, and and they're fighting it. Yeah, they don't want to release it. They keep fighting the courts on it. They don't want to release all the FOIA request information, and what they have requested is showing that they were giving hospitals bonuses and all this, a lot of it that we speculated and we had heard before. Well, now it's there in writing that they were giving hospitals and even individual doctors bonuses that if somebody died, even if they didn't die from COVID, they wanted them to put COVID on it and everything if they had or even suspected. And that's a kicker right there. Even if they suspected they had COVID, they were able to write it on there as COVID. It's pretty damning information.
They weren't doing the COVID tests on corpses. They wouldn't do COVID. They just mark them down as COVID.
Yep.
Whether they died of old age or whatever it was, just mark it down as another COVID death.
Oh, and here's the kicker. You remember when some of the coroners were kind of, they wouldn't sign off on it as COVID. If somebody died from like a heart attack, they wouldn't sign off on it. Well, since they weren't signing off on it, they started giving coroners federal bonus or federal money too, to get them to sign off on it, saying it was COVID.
They were actually blackmailing them.
Yep.
They were
Paying them off.
blackmailing, and they were telling them, this and this will happen to you if you don't sign them off as COVID. That was actually happening.
I'm sure, because I think that's a common thing in that type of.
Because blackmail is cheaper than shelling out money as a bonus. But they had to have like something on them that they would do it. But yeah, they were just signing them. They were signing them off because there was stuff that would happen if they didn't. And I don't know what it was. I don't remember.
That's why I'm happy I led a pretty normal life and didn't do anything real. I mean, I was like anybody in my teens and 20s. I was rowdy, got into fights, stuff like that. But God, that's growing up, isn't it?
I guess.
So I didn't do anything outside of somewhat of the norm. I was pretty, nothing bad to where I could ever be blackmailed for, thank God.
When you stop and think about, they've got your phone call, they've recorded all your phone calls forever and a day. We don't know when it all started. I'm thinking probably 1970s, early 70s, when they started recording and archiving everybody's phone calls. And they put it in a database.
And see, I'm sure we've all got embarrassing stuff we've done or said, but everybody around here, it's a small enough community. Anything embarrassing I did when I was younger, everybody already knows about it. Most of them were there, It's like,
you never know, though. You never know. There's things that you might think, that it wasn't, that it was pretty benign, but they have a way of twisting things and making it look worse than it is. I mean, if they can't find some dirt on you, they'll make it up.
And they'll use the media to destroy it. Yeah, good point. Wood hipster. Don't forget the time you ran naked through Maddie O'Brien's wedding. A funny story. At the age of about 22, some of us in my group, we left the bar and decided to run down Main Street of the town.
You did that?
So yeah. What's that?
You did that?
Yeah. Me and some of my friends, we were hammered. It was girls, guys, and everything. There was a group, probably about 10 of us, running down Main Street like that. But like I say, this was also, 2:00 in the morning when the bar closed. It's not like a lot of people were out. So.
Well, anyway, even things that you think you might not have done a lot of things, but there's a lot of things that you did that you may not have thought of them as bad, and they'll make it look like it was bad.
Make it look like it was real horrible, yeah.
Right.
Yep, I did, Zach. I've actually done some pretty ornery stuff in my past.
Or just accuse you.
Sorry.
It's called slander.
Yeah.
They'll slander you, falsely accuse you of things.
Yep.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to even ever have happened.
Yeah,
I mean,
true.
and they'll use timelines, and some of this stuff they'll make you doubt yourself.
Right.
They're good at that.
Or they'll threaten the people around you.
Yeah, they'll scare people around you. They'll slander you. They'll make up stuff. Anyway, so that
when they destroyed back in 2009. went after my customers. You know what I'm saying? They went after. I had some long-term customers. They were my customers for like 9, 10 years. They went after them.
You know, Wood Hipster, I would agree that we probably do stuff that in most countries may be considered like a felonious style offense, but in America we really do have a lot of rights. And I mean, there's not a big line of felonies. I mean, there's the bad stuff, of course, but I don't think that the average American commits felonies that they don't know about. I just disagree.
Looks like somebody's spamming in Twitch.
Maybe in the cities.
Yeah, the cities.
Yeah, those that
True. And I'm thinking of a rural perspective. I'm not familiar with cities.
No, that's not going to happen out in the country.
No, because everybody's going to know.
Yeah. Yep, they don't just live and let they don't live and let live in the cities, and they don't necessarily do it in the country. They're gonna let you know. They know. They know.
If you do it once, you're not gonna do it again in the country, because you got it. In rural areas, you got your sheriff and stuff like that, but you've also, if you've got a population of say 10,000, you've also got 10,000 private cops, basically, that are gonna also help take care of things to make sure you don't do it again.
Out here where I live, these small town communities, they will know if you move into that community, they'll know right away that you're not a Mormon.
I can see that. Different things.
That's here in Utah. They know right away, right off the bat, that you're not a Mormon. Well, it's so easy. All they have to do is look at church records, and they check. They do check. And you're either in the community or you're not. And you could live there for 30 years and not ever be part of the community because you're not a member.
It's a big club, and we ain't in it.
Exactly.
Oh, Wood Hipster meant he's talking about professionals, like high-end business people and stuff. Now, yeah, there I'm sure there's some monetary felonious activity happening on a daily basis. Now that okay.
Like I said, in the big city stuff, in the big business
people,
yeah. I could see that.
I thought he meant like the average American, just going to work and going home.
Yeah.
It's all most of us are concerned about: getting to work and then getting home and still being in shape to have a little fun at home.
Right.
Harvard University.
Well, if there's no victim, there's no crime. That's the way it should be. There's no damage. Yeah. If there's no victim and there's no damage, there's no crime.
Yeah. And as for Harvard also released, and then Columbia did their own thing and completely tore all the pieces. But Harvard did a study that people who curse and cuss and use that foul language are actually more intelligent than people who don't. When it actually Columbia then turned around and did a study that showed no, that's actually the opposite, because they're shock words, and their study showed that people that are have the inability to articulate well will more likely use shock words to where it throws people off. so they can't, like, if they're not articulating their point, they'll start cussing at people and stuff like that and trying to shout them down. And so yeah, thank God Columbia did a study, because people were spreading that Harvard around everywhere.
Well, they got to make the idiots they turn out look smarter. You know?
Yeah. Oh, and it's
That's all it
tactic.
is.
It's like slapping somebody in the face, like in wrestling. I don't know if you ever wrestled. In wrestling, one of the things that a lot of people would do is real quick smack you in the forehead to try to throw you off, or smack you in the, and it was illegal, but they'd move in like they're going to take you down and hit you real quick to where the ref didn't see it, or hit you from the other side and everything to throw you off to get a takedown or something. It's similar with the curse words verbally. It's a smack in the face to throw you off a little bit. Yeah,
you fucking idiot.
Oh, I curse. Don't get me wrong. You've all heard me on here, but when I get down and dirty in a debate, I think most of I've heard everyone here. Not many of us cuss. Even Don, when he gets fired up, he doesn't really cuss. He gets in that stern voice and just starts talking. We're all able to debate and articulate our points.
He has his moments.
Why is it
Oh,
better to be feared than to be loved, Mr. Woody? I don't give much credence to Machiavelli anyway.
Machiavellian.
I was just quoting Machiavelli. They think it's better to be feared than to be loved. And this information coming out of Harvard, they got to lower the bar so the trash that they're turning out appears to be smarter than they are. That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
He was a satirist.
Yeah. With the satire. The
Right.
Machiavellian views. There's, and that was a very old ancient way of thinking too. It's better to be feared than loved. I mean, you're talking Sun Tzu, you're talking people like that, and actually and that's one of Sun Tzu's biggest points, is he would rather have people fear him and do what he says than to have their loyalty. Over loyalty, he would want the loyalty through fear. Fear what would happen if they weren't, instead of the love or something like that. So
I believe he thought that it would be more productive.
Yeah, and back then it was very productive. But fast forward 3,300 whatever years later, we're a little different of a civilization. Little different.
Still human nature. The one thing that doesn't change.
Well, Machiavelli is the playbook that they use of the elites to keep control of the masses.
Right. One of the things, yeah.
Borgias were some evil people, dude.
Oh well, Mao is a big influence in their ideologies too. Mao.
Yeah.
Mao said
Are you guys familiar with Borgia?
No.
If you ever get a chance to look up Cesar Borgia,
right?
It's what would hipster. It's a very interesting, very creepy. He used the church. He gained control of the church, and he used it as his own throne. Oh wait, was Cesar the brother? I thought Cesar was the father. Okay, I might be off, but the father was the one that Yeah, the sister was what was her name? Mm, Gosh darn it! Just a minute. Give me a second. I gotta cheat. I gotta look it up.
So here's
There
a
was
here's a Machiavellian, one of the Machiavellian. So here's
There was
Lucretia.
Here's a Machiavellian, one of the Machiavellian.
got some feedback, Woody.
Machiavellian.
Lucretia. Yes. Oh,
Lucretia.
yep. Thank you. Yep. It took me a second to realize.
L-U-C-I-A, Lucretia.
Yep.
The poisoner.
The poisoner, yeah.
He was married to Mr. Gouty. Mr. Gout.
Catherine. Yep.
Okay. Was Caesar the brother or the father?
Caesar was the brother who slept with
The
her.
brother. Yeah. Okay.
There's no
Well,
feedback.
there was Oh, I'm
And
sorry.
The father was the Pope.
Hold on a second, guys. Bill was saying something.
Yeah, I stopped because of the feedback
Right.
off of Woody's thing. But I was going to say one of the Machiavellian concepts was to keep the people to paid well enough that they could get what they needed, but not more than what they needed, because if they did, they would go and look for other opportunities. You wanted to give them just barely what they needed. This is Machiavellian concept.
Right. Give them enough to do, give them just enough to get them to do what needs to be done.
His real theory was that as long as, because remember back then they were dealing with mercenaries, so you have to keep that in the back of your mind historically, perspective wise. So you're dealing with mercenaries. It is always better to try to rule them with force and threat, because mercenaries will leave you in a heartbeat because their loyalty is only to the dollar.
The money.
So as long as the money is there, and so there is no true allegiance as long as money is it. However, the fear of retribution has no value, and it's always hanging over your head like the sword of Damocles. Keep in mind, during that time period, everyone was prone to revolt. Everybody was prone to war and revolution of sorts.
What was the?
Right.
I'm still stuck on Borgia. Sorry, but what was the father's name?
His papal name was. Let me think for a second. I'm gonna look
Papal name was Francis, I believe, but I can't.
Caesarea.
Crud, I can't remember. But if y'all ever get a chance to, it is an interesting read. Oh, we lost Emerald. It is. I mean, just you want to talk about conspiracy and murder and holy crud, you could not write a Hollywood script that good. It is intense what they did to gain power.
Pope Alexander VI was his
Oh,
father.
yes. Okay. Right on.
Yeah, they had this huge they had this huge reputation of being this really conniving, backstabbing deal. But I've read the subsequent primary documents from that time period that were compiled by another author, and they a lot of those poisonings and things were never mentioned except by enemies of the Borgias. So the contemporaries at that time period that would have known the people that were involved in the poisoning and the poisoners would have probably documented that in their writings, and they chose not to for whatever reason.
Makes you think there was. To me, it always seems you've got one side writing it, the other side writing it, and the truth is always somewhere right smack dab in the middle.
And
Maybe it wasn't quite. Maybe it wasn't quite as bad as some of their enemies said, but it makes you wonder if there was at least some, because the books I've read definitely, and like you say, probably their enemies that wrote it. I mean, it sounds horrible.
Absolutely. Well, look at the enemies of Donald Trump.
Right.
I mean,
Look how
he couldn't screw up enough for them. They had to start making crazy stuff up.
Right. But and then you take some of the people that literally think he's the Messiah, which makes me nervous because there are some that think that, and the ones that think that they would overlook any flaws. So a lot of times it's somewhere in the middle. And don't get me wrong, you all know I like Trump. I'll vote for him again because I think he loves this country, and that's what matters to me. But let's face it, we all wished he would have stayed off Twitter a time or two.
Right.
I mean, it was funny as crap. I enjoyed reading it, but a few times it's like, oh man, they're going to use that. They're going to tear you apart.
Right.
But yeah.
Now, I think the majority of the people that are not for this government really could give a shit less about the minor things that Trump is doing wrong, knowing that we can hold his feet to the fire. You know what I'm saying? Because he will listen to the people.
I got you, but the majority of us will acknowledge it. We know, there's some things we don't agree with. There's most of the things we do agree with. But when it comes down to it, he loves this country and he's doing what he sees as best for this country, and that you got to love.
He was working for the people, and he was trying to keep us updated by using Twitter. He was keeping us updated. Other presidents that we've had in the past were not very good at communicating with the American people. He was good at it. He figured out ways. They tried to block everything he did. He figured out ways to still communicate with us.
Yep.
And the other presidents didn't do that. Obama said he was the most transparent president in history.
Turns out he was the least.
He was the least.
Yeah.
He was projecting. So, and then when Trump is transparent, everybody criticizes him for it. When Obama said he would, and he did opposite. And they still loved him anyway. They pretend they loved him. I don't think they really did. I think the media made it look like everybody loved Obama. I think most people freaking couldn't stand him.
I know a lot of people, of all races, and a lot of the black people I talk to, it's like, well, what did he do for the black community that he said he supposedly did for us, and they're mad about that they always read about how much he was doing for them, and he did nothing for them. Anybody hear anything about Trump's websites and stuff?
No, I haven't.
Didn't know anything happened to it.
No, it hasn't launched yet.
Nothing happened to it, but I know he secured $1 billion worth of funding to assist.
Parler.
I should say $1 billion worth of guarantees. So, which is legal. I mean, that means a lot of people guaranteed they would donate this money when they fire it up and everything. So,
well, all I know is everybody was talking about how Melania started up an account on Parler. I know that much.
I just truly hope it's not a thing that I just hope it's not a thing to so many politicians in the past have used their standing to increase their wealth. And I don't think Trump's about that because he's got plenty of wealth. He doesn't have to worry about it. But there's still always that thought in the back of my head that, God, I hope it's not that. We've been burned so many times by so many politicians. It's hard to completely sell in, go full on into one, which I am. But it's, you're still cautious, You're making sure you don't get close to that edge in the water where you fall in the deep end.
Every time I see an anti-Trump comment from a troll, I know instantly, that's all what it is. It's just somebody attention seeking, trying to get in some conservative chat and making an anti-Trump comment. you know, Trump's not your messiah. Trump's gonna blah blah blah. You know, I just
like Hot Rod earlier.
Yeah.
I see right through it. I see right through it.
Dallas
Well,
is
yeah,
all I can.
of course.
Dallas is all I can say about backing the vaccine. The best thing about it is he wanted to leave it for people to choose. He was okay if
Yep.
he did or didn't get it. He saw it as okay to get, and he got it, but he still wanted to, and that's America. If he supported it, that I don't condemn him for that. If he tried to force everybody, I would condemn him for that. The fact that he left it up to us was awesome, I think.
I'm not even angry that there's the vaccine available for people that want to take it. What I'm angry about it is them trying to force it on people.
Right. Take away
Precisely.
livelihood if they don't get it, that kind of shit.
Yeah,
Like
all the
Sandra.
manipulation and blackmail and everything that they're doing to make you get the vax.
It's bullshit.
Yeah, we're going to destroy your life. We're going to make your life a living hell if you don't get that jab.
Hey, free
Yep.
lap dances.
What's that way?
That bothers me. I'm not
lap
against
dances.
the jab.
Free lap dances. We get the vaccine.
What?
Free lap dances.
They're offering free lap dances to get the vaccine.
Really? Where's this at?
And we're supposed to take this medical procedure very seriously. My God, I'm saving lives.
God, it went from donuts to lap dances.
Yeah.
Here's my thing. If I get a COVID shot, I may be protected from the vid, but I am going to be worried to death about getting killed by my wife or significant other when I come home covered in glitter.
Right.
I mean, it's like, here's your shit sandwich. You're going to eat it and you're going to like it. If you don't like it, well, that's all you're going to get. So you might as well enjoy.
And that's I've got family and friends that have. I've got family and friends that haven't. I pray for all of them. Whether they got it or not, it's one of those things that I think it comes down to the person's choice. I can't condemn somebody for making their own choice. I can give them.
You should have went swimming in the Hudson River, like George Carlin. Forget about it.
I like Carlin.
He's like, we didn't worry about polio and all these other diseases, we were swimming in raw sewage.
They were tempered in raw sewage.
Yep. I mean, I used to get mad when my kids would put their mouth on the shopping cart when they were little. I'd be like, put your mouth off that thing. And until my mom said, it's not going to hurt them. I said, the hell it ain't. All those people's hands that have been on that shopping cart. And my mom's like, no, they have to be, you can't keep them away from all the little cooties that might be on the ground and everything everywhere, or they won't develop immunities. We were told that.
Leave a kid in a sandbox with 5 other kids, and each other's hands are going to be in the mouths. They're going to have toys in their mouths. They'll find a toy that's probably been buried there for 6 months, and it's going to probably go and they're going to chew on it. They're in
a daycare where all the other kids have had their mouth on the same toy.
Yep.
You see, Princess? Oh, goodness.
Remember those bouncy houses at McDonald Land?
Yeah.
You go to McDonald Land and they had those bouncy houses that had all the little balls in there, and there's always kids in there. And and they wouldn't clean that shit. You knew they didn't.
and now everything's overly sanitized. Where you go into some of the places, you almost get a headache from like the bleach smell and everything.
I know, right?
So nobody's going to have any immunities because they sanitize everything. And we're not going to have a history because they sanitized our history. About how the Democrats ran the Ku Klux Klan. Yeah,
They originated it. People in their party originated it.
they invented the concept of race in the 1800s. Race wasn't even in the English vocabulary.
Oh, I forgot what I was gonna say. I'll just shut up.
We survived it, Cassandra. We survived it.
We survived riding in the back of pickups. We survived. We had a car that I slept in the back window, like in that little raised spot above the seat.
Well,
We survived all that.
here's a little ditty. If you ever have to go through chemo, you lose all your immunities. And you have to get all your shots back. And you have to get exposure to all the little cooties that are out there. You have to get exposed to all of it so you can get your immunities back. That is, if your immune system ever survives chemo.
Right.
Because sometimes it'll shut down the immune system. It'll never come back.
It took Ryan Bardwell to our local Texan to agree with me, for anybody to believe me that this was actually a thing. But when we were kids, we had limousine bowls, and you'd go out there and you'd walk up to the back one real careful like, and you'd smack it on the back end and you'd take off running and try to get over the corral. And that was a thing when we were younger. And that bull would turn around, ticked off, and go at you, you know. But none of us ever got trampled or anything. But surprised we're alive.
Oh, yeah. Another thing, a lot of your immunities you got from your mama. There's a lot of immunities that your mama had. And when she had you, she passed her immunities on to you. A lot of people forgot about that. You know, you have natural immunities, a fabulous immune system. If you just leave it alone and stop messing with it.
Cassandra, I didn't know you had cancer. I'm sorry to hear that. Yeah, I grew up scooping manure, and I can countless times fell down even face first in it because you're trying to walk around, and you guys know how it is. You have a frozen layer, say springtime, you got a frozen layer underneath and the top's melting, and you're out there trying to scoop it out and everything, and you slip forward and you fall in, So, yeah. So hard telling how many times I actually ate some of that and never got real sick. Not telling, for God's sake, I'm not telling anybody to go eat any of that. But but it's just growing up on a farm and ranch. It's just stuff you gotta be ready for.
I gotta get up early, and I'm gonna have to bail on you guys.
Right on, man. Take care.
Well, it is time for pie. So
there you go.
Fire in the bowl, and I'll be right back.
Cool, Dallas. I'm glad you liked the conversation. We've got an actual historian up here now too, so that helps.
Wait a sec. Cassandra just said something in the chat. Read her the last one she just said.
Said it was diagnosed after the J&J.
Exactly. I'm sorry, Cassandra.
Regardless where it came from, sorry to hear you have cancer. That sucks. I lost my father to prostate cancer. Cancer is not a fun thing.
No,
He's still in chat, or he's on Twitch. Cassandra Dallas is in Twitch.
they cut my dad's prostate out before it turned cancer, or before it spread anyway.
See, Dad beat it the first time, and then it came back, and it made it to his bones the second time, and there's just nothing you can do once it gets to the bones. Dallas, Cassandra says hi. Cassandra is in YouTube, if you're wondering.
Well, Cassandra, fire in the bowl and maybe you'll feel better. I'd say a little cannabis is just right for you.
Yep, fire in the motherfucking bowl.
Dallas said hi, Cassandra.
Brought to you by Sausage Gravy Biscuit Farms.
Let's see, Cassandra, I think you're down in Georgia. That's right. I remember. Down in Georgia. Georgia. How sweet the song. So I'll hang out for a minute.
Right. Oh, yeah. Well,
I really need to go to sleep, but I'll hang out for just a minute.
right.
I got up 48 hours last night.
Time for pie, so there you go. Pecan pie. Mm.
Yeah, come on up, Cassandra. If you didn't want to go on camera, you could always turn the camera off as you're coming in.
I like it when she comes up here.
Oh, okay. Take care, Cassandra.
Dream well, Patriot.
Woody got bored with us.
Oh.
Good night, Cassandra.
I think you got too stoned.
I actually like having him up here. Somebody that also enjoys history and actually has training in history. That's kind of nice.
Yeah.
He's judging from the way he talks, you could tell he's got some background. So I'm guessing he's, legitimate. Because he knows the stuff, names, dates, and stuff like that just off the top of his head. And a lot of it I got to refresh, mine's not off a study. It's just off of reading books. And I didn't read the books 2 or 3 times and take tests on them. So trying to store all the dates and information is a little trickier.
Maybe he's autistic and just retains that kind of information.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe it's autism.
Pecan pie. Oh, my Lord.
Hey, I have a half brother who is high functioning autistic. I can't believe the stuff that he comes out of his mouth, facts and statistics. Things that he I don't know, he records it in his mind.
That's interesting because I know a lot of people with autism are amazing with numbers too.
Well, no, but he's high functioning autistic. Like he would be able to learn to get a driver's license and stuff like that, you know?
Basically functional in everyday life then with light
Yeah,
autism.
while he's on his meds, he is.
Oh, I got you.
Yum, yum, yum.
When he's not on his meds, all hell breaks loose.
Right.
And they have these weird, quirky things like he hates eggs. He just doesn't like the way they look. There's something wrong with them. They look alien to him. He doesn't know why. He just hates the look of eggs and has an actual phobia of them.
Actually, I doubt there would be any offense taken. I think idiot savant is usually misunderstood. It means without training, yet they know they like are a genius at it without training. So yeah, idiot savant. You're not calling them it. So yeah, definitely no offense.
You remember the show Rain Man, right?
The what?
Did you ever see the movie Rain Man?
Oh, yep.
So imagine Rain Man, except not as severe as Rain Man. That's what my half brother is like.
Okay, right on.
So he'd be in class, and they would say to him, he'd say, "I've got to go to the bathroom," and the teacher would say, "No, you can't go right now. You're not allowed to walk anywhere right now." And so, as soon as she turns her back, he's crawling out of the classroom. She turns around. She says, "Where are you going? What are you doing?" I'm crawling to the bathroom." And she says, "Why are you crawling?" "Because you said I couldn't walk out."
Oh, taking a literal. So he took things literally.
Oh yeah, I mean that's how he was. He pushed it to the utmost.
Yeah.
It's kind of funny. I laughed. Kind of clever, I thought. Go sit back down. "I have to go. I feel the pee." And
I feel the horse.
You don't understand. It's coming whether I want it or not.
You're right. Hey, wasn't he saying something about the Bosnian pyramids the other day?
Don and I were discussing them, and you were here.
Yeah, but it was quick. I didn't get. I was like, what were they saying about them?
About the fact that our interest in them, because the fact that there's too many things that have to do with them that don't seem natural. So I and the fact that if they do turn out to be a massive pyramid with the amount of growth and the amount of sediment on them to allow that growth,
They're 4,000
means
years
that
older than the pyramids.
they would have to be majorly old. Yeah.
Well, they're 4,000 years older than the pyramids, and they're absolutely not a natural creation because they were made with what they're calling ancient concrete. These blocks were actually a certain mixture of different elements and then put into clay and baked. It's actually,
I do remember an article on that had to do with that. They're trying to say that it was some type of sandstone, but that area, there's no sandstone for like thousands of miles. Plus,
no, it's not sandstone. It was clay. And they baked it like ceramic plates.
And that's what they're putting in there, that the elements in it are not the same as sandstone. It's not just lime and sand compressed. It just doesn't have the same makeup. So it is definitely interesting.
They even researched the riverbeds and found out they were manufactured, and to the point to where they were slowing down the river and directing the flow of the river. They actually the way it was constructed.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
Rivers
Hey,
that
Woody,
flow
Woody, if
through
you're
the
still
valley
out
were
there,
actually manufactured. Huh?
oh, I was telling Woody he should come up for this.
Right. But that whole valley was manufactured. They just they can't clear it.
Oh, imagine the task of clearing just that one hill.
Well, they
Or
thought it
actually,
was a mountain.
yeah,
It
mountain.
turns
Yeah,
out
it's
it's
a
a
mountain.
freaking pyramid.
And I know some of the roads at least. I mean, how it's placed. 99% of the time, nature does not do anything in straight lines, especially 90-degree angles, a straight line, another 90-degree
Pyramids.
interior 90. So it makes you wonder.
Right. But there's actually layers of those rocks
Nice.
on the surface of that pyramid. And they've been in the tunnels inside of them.
I've seen the tunnels and I've seen the tooling on the tunnels. I know some of the argument against it is that, well, they were mining, but there's nothing there was nothing mineable down there, no trace elements of any of the metals that were needed for
But they are
some
finding
type of
energies
deposit.
they're finding energies that the water flows aren't natural. They even
It's
have a built-in air cycling systems built into the tunnels.
I
Did you see
do know
that?
I know it's all intriguing. It's definitely absolutely intriguing.
They're finding these giant made stones. I mean, they're huge. And they're ceramics. They're big, giant ceramic blocks, rocks, stuff like that placed in certain areas. They're finding all kinds of interesting stuff.
It's like going back to the Sphinx with that the geologists were proving that it was water erosion on the Sphinx. And it's been 10,000 years since there was an ocean close enough to actually, or any type of significant moisture in that area to cause it.
But my question, Wizard, is pyramids in Bosnia, that's not very far from Mesopotamia.
Correct.
And the Mesopotamians would have known about it too. I mean, yeah, something was going on up there.
But they're taking energy readings off of these pyramids still. And one of the interesting things, the correlation of some of my research on what was going on over there, because I've watched everything I could find, is that, remember the Hutchinson guy? Remember the crazy mad scientist guy that actually uses frequency to change the consistencies of materials and stuff like that, makes bowling balls fly off, stuff like that. One of his little things that he put together was he took an artillery shell, like an 80mm artillery shell, and put rocks and stuff like that and clay in it. And then he baked it and realized he could get a charge off of it like a forever battery using crystals, certain rocks, lava rock, and then encasing it all in clay and then baking it hard. He can actually use it like a battery. And it puts off 1.5 volts on the regular. Consistent. Really doesn't discharge.
Wasn't what's his name? Oh crap, why do I have this stupid brain freeze? Tesla, wasn't he from Bosnia? Tesla was from Bosnia, wasn't he?
I'm not sure. I'm not sure of exactly, because they keep changing the names and regions of places over there.
Yeah, I'm thinking either he was or his parents were from Bosnia. There's something about that.
Right. But yeah, that's very well maybe the truth, because I know it was someplace over there, Herzegovina or something like that.
Croatia.
Croatia. Hold on. I'll look it up.
Kind of thinking Tesla was from there originally.
Serbia.
Okay. Close. Very close.
That's what I was saying. Present day Croatia.
Yep.
That's what I was saying. It all gets mixed in over there. You know.
Well, there. Yeah, it's all right in the same neighborhood. It's where all our Swiss watches and Czech Republic is right on the border of Switzerland and Austria and that whole region there. I mean, there was a
Right.
lot of scientific innovations coming out of there at one time.
So Huckleberry just texted me. Apparently, she texted me a couple days ago, but I apparently didn't get it. But she just texted me again. She's apparently got COVID.
Yeah.
Really sick.
Yeah. She said she got it from the Amish.
From the Amish?
Right. Well, she keeps doing the regimen. She'll be over it in just a short period of time.
Yeah. Keep in on the vitamin C.
Vitamin C, vitamin D, vitamin E, and zinc.
Super healthy though.
B, C, D, E, and zinc. Yeah.
She's
I
very.
drink a lot of orange. Oh, sorry.
I just said she's very health conscious.
Yeah. I drink a lot of orange juice regardless daily, and I take, zinc. I take, well, Emerald, you and I talked about this. Our shelves are probably pretty close to the same, pretty full of different things that we take on a daily regimen. But yep, we're reading you, Cassandra. Quit kissing the Amish.
That's funny.
But I think people ought to have some sort of an intake of a lot of that, regardless if they're sick or not, just to keep it, keep those vitamins up, keep everything up.
Right. But back to the pyramids. In Bosnia, they those giant stones I told you that were manufactured rocks. These things, some of them have runes in them, messages, and stuff like that, written on them in rune cuneiform, almost. It's kind of like a post cuneiform.
Nice.
Cryptic runes. And they've been reading some of them, and that was pretty interesting. They're also they took some of the sonar stuff in there because they were finding passages they couldn't dig and stuff like that, so they were using sonar on them to see what they could see.
Yep.
And they're finding different structures inside in those passages with the sonar, and they started drawing them out, and it looks like some kind of a field generator kind of machinery, kind of antiquity stuff. You know what I'm saying? It's not built with metal and stuff like that, but they're finding these different arrangements of elements and structure in these areas. And I was like, dude, this is getting crazy.
I think there's so much of our history that we're so far off on dates, and we think we know so much, but we only know a minuscule amount. I think as for what we do know, is all we know is what was written and given to us, and even then, it's like we were discussing the other night, it's skewed. We don't know how it actually went down.
Right.
on so many things. And then, and like we're talking, the ruins are finding under the ocean off of Britain now. That would have had to been, what did Don say? The analysis that he was reading,
10,000 years old.
or was it 10,000? I know some of them were like 300 years, and others were, yeah, they're phenomenally old, and they keep finding, they put it in the book, says, okay, this is where human civilization, I'm not talking about human beings, I'm talking about human civilization began, and then they have to change it because they find an older city, and then they find an older city, and then they, it's all changing.
Right. They're talking like Göbekli Tepe is like 16,000 years old.
And I think the biggest thing is we've got to quit treating it as science fact, because I believe it was Einstein that even said when we start saying everything is fact and believing we know everything is when science will fail us.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, to think you have a landing place for logic and fact is itself an illusion. Yeah, I think there's something along those lines.
Well,
And that's our arrogance as a society.
Al Gore.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean,
And Al Gore has I don't even think he has any background in science, does he at
No.
all?
No, he's just political lawyer.
Yeah.
so it was the global warming model was based on a computer model. That's what he said. It was based on a computer model. It's science, but you're not a scientist. And it was his computer model. It wasn't on a scientific computer model either. So, I mean, when did and the scientists that make these hypotheses don't seem to be congruent with each other. They're there's no congruency in scientific theory, which tells you it's bullshittery. It's just bullshittery is all it is. If their stories don't match, it's just like a bunch of little kids when you ask them who threw the ball through the window. They're all going to have a different story.
And it's been a well-known thing for a long time. You don't go against the consensus in science, because they will destroy you. If you question things, they will destroy.
Well, that's all political. It's not science. Yeah, exactly.
You're right. And that's when science became political, it became damaged.
Yep. That's when it ceased to be science.
Oh,
that's an interesting theory, Cassandra. I've heard that before.
Yeah, but you're going to run with what Greta Thunberg is saying. How many people believe that shit?
I believe global or climate change is a real thing. I think everybody does. It's a naturally occurring thing that's happened since the beginning of time.
Yeah, it is. But do you know we've got 8 in the Western Hemisphere? We've got 8 active volcanoes spewing ash and smoke right now.
And actually, we have less carbon going in than our history, because there are less volcanic eruptions than the Earth is used to. Because it's usually throughout our history, it's typically pretty active with volcanoes and volcanic ash going up into the atmosphere. And we've actually the last 100 years or so, we've been there hasn't been a whole lot of activity.
Are we not carbon life forms? We're all, and there's carbon is in all life. Without carbon, there is no life.
And there's actually an argument being made that the higher carbon is helping the reversal of desertification in many areas, that the desert was taken over. They're starting to show green areas. And there's arguments by some scientists that are saying that the high carbon is being trapped in the ground at higher concentrations. So it's giving more ability for these trees to grow and start pushing back into the desert, which is an interesting theory, but they destroy it right off the bat because of politics, got into science.
Now, Washburn, I think he's got something that's really important to him. And because he's mentioned it a few times on here, to
Yeah,
look
Emerald.
at Assembly Bill A416 in New York. And he's mentioned this previously too. I think it's pretty important.
We'll look it up separately. I can't pull it up on Emerald. I'll have to pull it up on side. I don't know if he'll be able to either, though, if he's on limited power tonight.
It's Assembly Bill A416 in New York.
A416.
I don't know. We got another ice age coming, Cassandra.
We're actually, if you go by the history of the Earth, we're actually in line for another mini ice age.
Yeah. Well, with all the volcanoes going off, they think that caused the previous mini ice ages. Caused global cooling, not global warming.
Oh, the removal of people that are potentially carriers of communicable disease. I saw something about this, that they're trying to make it to where they can be held indefinitely if they're basically what Australia is doing. New York's trying to do.
Okay.
And people are flipping their gourds over it. They're not happy.
So every once in a while on John Talks, he does, meanwhile in Italy, meanwhile in Australia, meanwhile in Netherlands, you are seeing tons and tons of protests against the vax and the mandates. And it's
Right.
nowhere to be seen on mainstream media. Gee, I wonder why. Where are all the
Okay,
journalists?
I've been looking that up, Washburn, and it's a New York and California thing. 8, 4, 6.
Real quick on the
That's a New
global
York.
warming.
Yeah,
On the
it's a
global
New York
warming.
State thing. Sorry, go ahead.
No, that's fine. Real quick on the global warming thing, if people would wake up and understand that the health of our oceans, which this global economy they're pushing so bad is hurting our oceans, and the fact of the health of our forests, which again with this global economy is destroying the lungs of the earth in South America and other places, they're forgetting about the things that are natural filters for the carbon that are affecting it. And we need to worry about the health of our oceans and the health of our forests more than we need to. I mean, let's face it, we need to move on because fossil fuels are not going to get us the next 300 years in the future. We've got to progress on, but we will. But we can't stop the use of fossil fuels like they want to, or we'll destroy ourselves. We've got to have the fossil fuels to push us into that era. And that's the thing that bugs me is they don't see that. No,
They don't want to bring in the new technology because they can't make money on it, but they don't want to use the older technology, so they just crush humankind.
It's crazy. They'd rather us. They, to be honest, I think they want to.
They want to get rid of the useful eaters so they can build their paradise.
Yeah, I think they want to put in. I think they really want to push a single child policy worldwide, like China did. But if you look at it now, China has got a massive problem because they've got a bunch of elderly people, nobody to compensate for the loss of revenue with those people retiring. They didn't have a lot of, and now it caught on to where even they got rid of that single child policy and now they can have 2 children. Everybody's still having 1 child because it became the norm. You've got to watch out with society when you start messing with it and getting them to believe something, because then that's going to get passed down generation to generation. Everybody's still going to continue to believe that. China's population is going to start really diminishing once the elderly people start dying off and all the people with this one child policy continue to do that, I mean, they're going to start dropping like crazy on the population.
Isn't that going to be terrible?
Well, for them.
Oh, I saw we are overpopulated. We're very populated, but actually the earth can handle a lot more people. We just got to be smart.
No, she's saying we overpopulated with stupidity.
Yeah, I misread it the first time around.
I think we have overpopulation in pockets because they've found ways to make everybody, you know, put them in like corralled everybody. In cities. They've corralled everybody in cities.
I get a kick out of the fact that they want me to stop driving my pickup, which I use for work. They want me to stop driving that pickup to supposedly save the earth, yet they're cramming everybody into cities that is actually causing all the pollution, because my air out here is really nice and we like to keep it that way. The only smog we ever get is when it flows through the river valleys, because sometimes that smog hugs to the moisture coming off the rivers, and it'll come out it'll come out quite a ways, not to where I'm at. I'm far enough away, but there's some small towns further west of me that'll get some of that smog that's hovering over the rivers and coming down with the rivers. That pollution.
Oh, I'm off track on that one.
On what one?
About smog in the rivers and stuff.
Oh, that's what I'm saying, is that they want me to quit driving my pickup because they say I'm polluting out here in a rural area, and a lot of the pollution's coming from cities.
Well, I think they're scared of pickup driving rednecks.
That could be it.
I think that's what it is. You drive a pickup, they assume you're a redneck, a working man, you know.
And
Yeah,
out here in rural areas.
The only places I seen those bills was in New York. The one you listed was New York, and there's one in California that's going through the state assemblies. But that's not a federal thing. That's New York and California, right?
And even if they do try to push it federally, it'll go through the courts just like the mandates did, and it'll get knocked down.
It'll never happen. Yep.
Well, you're what they hate. You're what AOC hates. We all are.
Oh yeah, I know a lot of those far lefties hate us out here. We enjoy a lot more freedoms out here in the rural areas, and they don't like it.
You drive a pickup truck and you wear boots. They don't like it.
Yep.
And you just define.
You work with the land. You work with in the outdoors, and you work, actually do things, create stuff. You know,
because you're
we're
not
the ones.
controllable.
Yeah,
you're not controllable. They can't control you.
And we're the ones that actually do care about the land and don't just complain about it. And we're out here, caring about it, doing it every day, not just talking about it. Getting our hands dirty, keeping care of it.
Well,
right.
Who's planting trees? Who's planting trees?
Who's fertilizing gardens?
Well, I mean,
building a mill, cutting trees down, building the greenhouses.
The Al Gore types and all them, all they do is complain about people cutting trees, and who's planting them? It's not them.
Right. And last year alone, last spring, I spent $1,400 on trees.
I didn't spend $1,400. Well, but I spent about $300.
Right.
$300 or $400.
Yep. And that's just it. Like Bill said, we're out there planting the trees. We're out there. Yep.
Well,
and
I'm
like
trying to
you
put
said
together an orchard,
Yeah.
I think
well, like you said, you cut one down, Well, it's your land. You want it to be prosperous. You cut one down, you're going to try to get a little seedling to grow up next to it.
Well, when I'm clearing area for stuff like roads and houses and stuff and campsites and stuff, I go through and I pick out the trees that I want to keep, and I transplant the little baby ones like the cedars. I transplant those along the roadway. You know what I'm saying? On the sides of the roadways, and then turn around and find black walnuts. I transplant those into where I want to build a grove.
Right.
I'm putting together a grove. There's stuff like that. Sassafras. I harvest it. You know what I'm saying? It grows everywhere.
You may have too many trees, Cassandra, but as for worldwide, we definitely need more trees. I truly think a lot of these federal areas and state areas it bugs me calling them federal areas and state areas. They are public areas that don't have trees. I think they need to start planting trees in those. Which, out of curiosity, when did the reference become federal land? It used to be public land. And now everybody says federal land. And I catch myself saying it too.
Yeah, well, that happened right around the time of the showdown out west.
To me, that's sickening and horrifying. It's like, no, y'all got to understand, it's not our federal government that owns that. That's all of us that own that. That's our land as citizens of the U.S. That's not. But yeah, but Teddy Roosevelt did it as public parks and public reserves and stuff like that. The federal pushing as federal land is something fairly new within the past decade and a half. I think I agree with Emerald. Pretty much through those Obama years when they're really pushing the forced buying of federal lands.
Well, here's the deal. You know Robert Redford, the actor, right?
Yes.
So, he did something that's really common with a lot of really rich people that have a lot of money. What he did is he built Sundance, where they do the Sundance film festivals and all that, and it was in a real pristine area, kind of an alpine area that today, by today's standards, if people could buy it, they would snatch it up in a heartbeat. Well, he bought his land. I don't know. It's a lot of acres. And then he paid lobbyists to have all the land around his property set aside as wilderness area, federal wilderness area. This is how they roll. If they can't, and now he's the only one that owns any land there, and so the value of his real estate is through the roof. That's kind of how they do out here. And Clinton designated a bunch of stuff as federal parks, but all this stuff is federal land. The idea behind that was that when they set it aside as wilderness area, make it so that no private person can buy it.
Yeah, they do that here in the mountains of Colorado too.
They make it, yeah, and they make it look like a beautiful.
And then they turn around. And what Obama was doing was he was turning all this area into wilderness area, and then leasing it for mining rights and use to places like China.
I was just going to say to foreign countries, look at the solar things. A lot of that went down in 2010 or whatever, down in, I think it was New Mexico. Or,
bullshit. Yeah. Which was all about the what happened with Roy Finnegan and all that shit.
Yep.
And the guys down in Nevada.
So when they do stuff like this, You know, it's an old marketing trick. You know, it's Harley Davidson even did it. Cut off the supply, thereby creating a demand. And when you create a demand, you can jack the price of it up. And that's what they're doing with land. Creating a shortage, and then it makes the supply less, which creates a huge profit for the realtors, but not you and I. You know, they've got satellite photos of the land they own, and we can't even afford to buy a damn closet. That's how that works. And that's why there's a terrible housing shortage. Here where I live, a common, cheap little house would run you. That's how that works. And that's why there's a terrible.
We got some talk back coming from you, Cassandra.
Yeah,
Hi, Cassandra.
I gotta shut down one of my things. Damn it.
We got some talk back coming from you, Cassandra.
I know, I gotta shut down my other one. Damn it. And I don't see it up here. Hang on, let me get. Now I'm gone.
All
Are
that,
you?
Might have one of them off.
Okay, I think you got it.
Yeah, I know. I
Think-
shut all the way down.
all better now.
All right. Yeah, I know. I'm learning, y'all. I used to have a really
Okay.
cool headphones with a microphone, and I broke them.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, I break everything. All right, there you go.
Well,
That's what the feds are doing. They pay a lobbyist, and the lobbyist gets all this land federalized, and then nobody else can buy it, and their real estate goes up in value. Of the Robert Redfords of the world, right? Their
Yeah.
real estate goes up in value, and everybody else gets screwed.
Remember the Superman movie where what the villain bought up all the land on the other side of San Andreas Fault, and then he was gonna set off a bomb so California would slide off in the ocean, and he'd have all the oceanfront property. I thought that was classic.
That makes sense.
That's what Emerald said. He said here in 100 years he'll have a beachfront property where he's
I
at.
have oceanfront property right here. Yeah. Yep. And we'll have a water inlet that'll actually that we can actually access.
Hey, it's gonna happen. I mean, it's
Yeah.
inevitable. I mean, look at all the places that are on the coast that are slipping off into the ocean. It's gonna happen.
Well, Cassandra, that's not going to help you any.
Well, that's why I'm in Georgia.
Well,
I can go trout
Georgia.
fishing.
Oh, you want to drop down in the ocean?
I said,
no, Georgia.
I can go trout fishing. Screw California. Screw Florida and screw California. I like Georgia.
Yeah, northern Georgia is one of the areas that's supposed to be a safe spot.
Yep.
I'm at 4,200 feet. I think I'm safe.
What state are you in?
Colorado.
He's okay.
Oh shit, you're in Colorado. All right.
Yeah.
And I'm on the Ozark Plateau, so I'm on the east coast of what's going to be left of the United States.
Right, but hey, the Ozarks. That's where all you know that big huge mansion they built in the Ozarks that what's his
Yeah.
name? Who's the wrestler that did the special on it? It's supposed to be bigger than the White House, and it's all connected to the tunnels. And do you know that the town there, Ozark, has more banks than any other town in the country?
No, I didn't know that.
Bank of Ozark. I mean, that's where the money is. I'm telling you. I do my research, y'all. I'm serious because I have nothing better to do, and I'm smart, so I do nothing but learn every day. Plus, my mom lives out there.
Yeah. Rock on.
But yeah, that house, they said it's connected to all those tunnels where you can drive 18-wheelers through them. And I've seen some underground condos.
Yeah, they got a whole underground city down in the Ozarks. Yes, I know.
Where I mean, if money and you got a nice motorhome or whatever, you can just pull it right in the side of a mountain and have your own condo. I mean, it's like couple $2 million, but you have restaurants, pools, bars, gyms, everything, and these places exist. Trust me, I'm not. This is a lot of things the stupid people on this planet don't know. You know what I mean?
All right, Washburn. You have a good one, buddy. Yeah, we heard you. We took notes.
I want to say one thing real quick on a lot of it. If something happens, it happens. With Mother Nature alone, if you're not prepared for something to happen, then you haven't been listening throughout your life, because anything can happen. A volcanic eruption or not, it's like Emerald said, a lot of this stuff could be natural disaster more than anything. So, I mean, if you're not prepared, that's on you. I mean,
right. Because see, that's why I prepare. I keep telling people I'm not prepping because of some man-made situation. I'm prepping for the shit man can't handle. Man can't do anything about. Even if we knew about it, we wouldn't be able to do anything about it.
Yeah. And who knows when any of
that's
that can
the shit
happen.
I'm preparing for. And that's going to take, well, it doesn't.
Washburn, hey, listen to me. And here's what I'm scared of, because I've been researching HAARP for years now, and they're tweaking it now. They got it where they can maneuver hurricanes. I believe this to be true. I mean, I have no proof, but I think it's becoming more and more to light. And here's the thing: Australia isn't even afraid to show that they've got HAARP capabilities, because on their radar, one time they had a bad drought, and their radar looked like something out of a spirograph. I mean, it was a perfect circle, and it looked like someone drew it in there. And then they had the worst storms. The people, their strollers, and they're flooded. They had floods and everything. They just hadn't tweaked it yet. And that's what we're doing. We haven't been able to control exactly how it, but we're using it. I'm telling you, we are.
I'm in Tornado Alley. It's just kind of part of life. Is you make sure you're in.
Yeah. You can do.
Well, that rain's coming down off the mountains is why you're in one of the tornado alleys. It's because you're in the lower areas off of the atmosphere coming off of those mountains. Just like the area north of me, because those weather systems move off the plateau and the bottoms fall out of them. And that's why, just like when you open up the toilet or sink drain and that water spins down, or you flush the toilet and that water spins down, it's because the pressure below is higher. It's greater than the pressure above, or lesser. You know what I'm saying? And it creates that drain.
We get hit we get hit the worst when we got the cold air coming off the mountains, and then the warm air coming up from Texas, and then we get hammered. We get some nasty storms.
Right, because they got that cold air moving down fast, and you got the hot air replacing it.
The different pressures, and they're trying to compensate so quick that it creates a crud load of funnel clouds. And
what happens is that warm air is holding all that moisture, and the cold air condenses, and then it comes down and jams. Yep,
it's just I look at it this way. I mean, if we spend our days constantly fretting about it and scared of it, it's not doing it. It's not healthy for anybody. It's not doing anybody any good. Keep it in mind. But like Emerald, he's building up his stuff. I'm building up my stuff. Bill's going on with his life. Cassandra, you're going on with yours. Don, he's working on his life. Building his house, doing his thing. You just keep going forward and get yourself set up. Right.
I got people I got to take care of, and that's all I care about. And like I said, I've worn out this flesh bucket.
It makes me sad when that a lot of people are just they're consuming themselves with the fear, and I wish they wouldn't just live.
Yeah.
Keep it in the back of your mind, but live.
But don't make it. Yeah, don't make it.
Right. Right.
Yeah.
Life goes on. Tomorrow you will wake up, and it'll be another day.
And all that matters is what do you do with it.
Right, right, right.
What do you do with it? Do you prepare? Do you work? Do you provide? What do you do? You know what I'm saying?
Yep, yep.
I abuse my body, but I feed my mind every day. I don't watch any stupid shows on TV. I only watch educational stuff, something I can learn from.
Right.
The only
And
thing is, I don't have anybody to share it with. They all think I'm a nerd.
well, come on here with us. We're all a bunch of nerds.
I know. I hear you. That's
No,
why
I'm not a nerd. I'm a geek.
Oh, look at me.
I'm a geek, not a nerd. You might be a nerd. I'm
a nerd.
I'm a geek.
I'm
Yes.
a GERD.
Yeah,
I'm a combination of both.
No, you're either a geek or a nerd.
Well, I don't know what the difference is. What's the difference?
A geek can be cool. A nerd is just a nerd. Right?
Okay. I'm most likely
Geek can be
just a
cool
nerd.
and good looking. A geek can be cool, just with a lot of knowledge. He can be good looking and
it
but
intimidates people.
a nerd, no, he's just a freaking nature, and that's just all he will be.
Okay, I'm 100% nerd.
All right, okay.
Hey,
I'm a geek.
I definitely don't get along with women. They don't, and especially years ago when I was still cute, they were like, "Oh, you're smart."
I remember when I was still cute.
Anyway, I love you guys. I love talking to y'all. You always cheer me up.
Rock on.
Glad. I'm happy for that. If it can cheer people up, and I think that's what Emerald's goal is, to keep everybody sane and happy.
I'm just
Sane is another story.
No, Skull, that's a nerd. That's not a geek. A geek has purpose. A geek has intelligence and knowledge. And he's just very focused in on usually on a single subject or so.
Right.
A nerd, yeah, that's a different classification.
A nerd
So.
is a geek with issues.
Freaks and geeks.
I'm just mostly ghostly.
Mostly ghostly. That's funny.
It
I see that.
even rhymes.
Yeah, it does.
The bearded lady. Are you making fun of my beard and my low tone? No.
Oh shit! He's identifying as a woman today.
No, as a tree. I always identify as a tree. It's just safer.
A tree.
I'm showing up as a still. Screw that. Yeah, y'all can't see. I told you I didn't want to come in here. I look terrible. You should see me when I got makeup on. I look better. I'm serious. I got to get out of here.
So Cassandra, are you up there near Chattanooga?
I'm in North Georgia. I'm near Athens.
Okay.
I'm about an hour away from trout streams.
Okay.
I like fishing.
That's what I'm saying. Up North Georgia.
Yep. No, Georgia. Come on, say it right.
Georgia. Yeah, I did.
I'm way north of you. I'm North Colorado. I'm right around the Nebraska, Wyoming, Colorado area there.
Yeah, I was just in Colorado Springs a couple months ago. Seeing
Nice.
an old high school boyfriend.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice. Did you hit old Chicago?
Pardon?
Did you hit old Chicago's to do their 100-pound club?
Oh, we didn't hit it. We kind of stayed in.
Oh, okay. Old Chicago's here in Colorado. They call it a 100-pound club. You take 100 shots of all the different brews they carry. It's beer shots, but you'd be amazed. Yeah.
Wow.
I don't know anybody that's ever made it.
Yeah, you'd have to carry me out. Sounds fun though. Yeah, we didn't make it out to many places. We went sightseeing. We went to an airfield that had old airplanes, which is stuff I'm into.
Who just dropped?
I think Bill did. He was getting ready to go.
Well, hey, let me ask you guys now that I've got you, how do you really feel about what's going on in our country? Because I'm actually just horrified up until today. And I actually have a glimmer of hope today because I think the Dems are crashing and burning right now.
Good
Yeah.
luck with that, Dallas. Good luck, Dallas. Oh, sorry. But actually, Cassandra, I've been optimistic for a while now. I think our courts have been holding in there, and I think the biggest thing that's got me optimistic is more and more people, as baffling as it is to believe that some people still weren't seeing it, more and more people are waking up. And
Exactly. We're
uh,
the more and more people, the Great Awakening.
yeah, and the people united, nothing can stand in our way.
Yep. Where we
Hey,
go
Shaw.
one, we go all.
Colonel Shaw, salute.
Yep, where we go one, we go all. I mean, people are waking up, believe it or not. Even the stupid people are waking up.
It, and it took getting hit in the pocketbook, in the wallet with things,
Yep.
the inflation, the fuel price, all that. And
God. Yeah.
when it hits home, you'd be amazed how quickly it'll wake people up.
Yeah, they'll turn on you.
Oh, okay. He's back in chat.
But the thing is Biden did not win the election. That's what pisses me off. There's no fucking way he won the election. I mean, are we all stupid? Damn it.
No, they think we are. They think they can pull that wool.
It's like Trump and Q. Q's been saying all along they've got to be shown. The dumbasses in this country have to see it for themselves. And there you go. Here's Joe Biden and Camel Toe Harris. Here you go.
Oh, hey, Wild Bill. Did you lose signal or did you purposely drop off?
Wild Bill.
Wild Bill's ghost.
What happened to Woody?
He dropped off earlier when you had to go refresh. He dropped off and he never came back. And I'm wondering if he lost signal or something, because we're in the midst of a conversation about the Borgias, and then he was gone, and it was almost like mid sentence or between sentences.
Well, Bill, God bless you and dream well, Patriot.
Take care, Bill.
Singularity, I never hear from her. I remember Singularity from years ago, and I never hear. Is he or she even here?
Yep, that's me.
Yeah, that's him. Singularity.
The one with the cross up in the.
I know. Well, yeah, I remember you from a long time, from back in the dang Ron Gibson days.
Yep, a long time ago. Pat, Emerald, all of us would go after the trolls.
The tires and gosh, get Dallas and shoot.
Yep, I didn't start going live and actually talking on here. God, what's it been now? A year, Emerald, that I started coming up with you guys, if even that.
You're right. I think it was like spring when you started coming up.
Yep.
Nightingale's still here.
Yeah.
Nightingale.
Hey, Nightingale girl. Ozza has some stuff you need to see, huh?
I do miss those days.
Oh, I do too. God,
Ron Gibson.
Well, Washburn, just put up the links. Just put up the links, man.
Yeah, now we're happy there's 5 people.
What? No. You know what? There was a lot of sorting that needed to be done, and we did.
Well, I missed
Pat.
There was a lot of trolls and a lot of crooked people.
Yeah, there were.
That we had to sort through.
Oh,
yeah.
God, I remember that night Murphy's Law was in the room, and she was just drunk and obnoxious.
Yeah.
I saw her the next morning in Pete Santilli's room. And I'm like,
Yeah, but she got stars in her eyes, is the way we used to say it. She got all greedy, and she thought she was going to get popular and famous and rich, and she sold out
yeah,
basically.
I saw her in Pete Santilli's room, and then I was first in the queue, and he had me on the phone. And
Yeah.
I can't remember what he asked me. I was on a call-in show the other day. I can't remember what it was now. Dang it.
Dallas can vouch for this. Dallas, me, and a few others
Dallas was there.
went to war with them. Phoebe and a few of her friends. I mean, we went at it with them.
Yeah, that was nuts. But yeah, we had to ban her from here too. Yep.
I told
So
you're obnoxious. Go lay down.
right, go grow brain cell. God's sakes.
Yep.
Yeah, the Colonel Shaw says the government really shot themselves in the foot this time. What's up,
Yours
Colonel?
or ours or both?
How's he?
I know ours did. Ours did definitely, but they've been doing that pretty consistently lately.
Yes, it is, Colonel. It's insane.
I think theirs did too. They've been having a lot of marches and everything where he's at.
Oh God, France, Greece, everybody's getting.
Oh,
you know what? I saw an article. I think it was on the AMA Journal. They're planning on using this Omicron fear thing to cover the vaccine damages.
Damn it. Jesus, Jennifer.
An old chatter that was here. Well, she wasn't one of the originals, but she was from a few years ago, Skull, that we had. She just got a little too out of control and then kind of tried to start God, she was kind of going after you guys and your Pat and Emerald and them to try to take people from their rooms and everything. It got pretty crazy, actually.
Get a life.
Because she was, like Emerald said, she wanted those viewers to get up. She wanted to make some money off of it. And got unfortunate.
That's just when you call banned.
Yep, Emerald did. Pat did too.
Right. We took a vote. I was like, what do you guys think? We get rid of her or we put up with this shit? Everybody's like, goodbye. Marianne was like, do it or I will.
Right now. I'm trying to wave.
Yeah, we see you.
Well, that's what the feds are doing. They pay a lobbyist, and the lobbyist gets all this land federalized.
Oh, it's way late.
And then nobody else can buy it.
Yeah, you're.
Value.
Why are you? Oh, we're hearing all that.
Yeah, I think something's on playback.
And everybody else gets screwed.
But yeah, that was one of the concerning articles that I saw, and I was like, "What the fuck?"
You know, when it came down to it, though, all of it, our basic group, all of us, we all had each other's backs, and we would go at it with trolls and stuff.
And we'll have a water inlet that'll actually.
God, that's old.
Shut that off, Cassandra.
This is so 5 minutes behind.
Well,
yeah.
Not going to help you any.
I know.
Turn it off. You're not listening. He's not on camera anymore. He's not on the show.
You want to drop down in the ocean?
Can someone type in chat to tell her
You're
that she
listening
might
to the wrong
refresh?
stream, Cassandra.
Yep.
You're listening to the wrong stream.
All right. Shut her down. Will do. How's that?
That's better, I think. Yeah.
No,
yep, I think so.
Yeah. But it's about time I got to turn into a pumpkin unless you want to keep her going, Singularity.
Actually, I got to do the same. I got to be up at 6
I
o'clock.
gotta go too, y'all. Love you guys. Toodles. See you later. Bye bye.
All right, Cassandra. God bless you.
Take care. Have
God,
Take care, Cassandra.
Have color dreams.
you know it. Have good dreams. Dream well, Patriot.
Absolutely.
Right on,
Yeah.
Shaw. Won't let him ruin his Christmas.
Shutting it down.
All right, guys. I gotta.
Right on.
That's right, Colonel Shaw. Own that. Own it. Just don't let them affect you.
Well, take care, Emerald. Take care, everybody in chat. It was good chatting with y'all.
Yeah, thanks for hanging out, Nightingale, Skull, Colonel Shaw. Thank you for coming up, buddy. Cassandra and everybody came up on the screen. Singularity, thanks for hanging out, Bill. And I know Miriam's out there probably, and all you guys that are lurking. God love you. I thank God for each and every one of you each and every day. Have a wonderful rest of your evening, and we will see you tomorrow. Dream well, Patriots. We need to win this shit.